This is Frank Islam, Chairman and CEO of FI Investment Group, and your host of Washington Calling, where we interview leading voices from business and politics that impact you, the viewer. Today, our guest is Hamayun Khan. Wonderful name you have, a US-based Afghan writer, author. Thank you for coming to our show, Hamayun. Welcome to our show. So let me ask you this question, Hamayun. Please tell our global audience who you are and your profile. As you understand, you are a US-based Afghan writer. You're going to join Washington University, which I talked about, studying international business. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. First of all, it's a great honor and pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to appear here and give a little bit of talk about myself and other important topics related to Afghanistan. So I'm Hamayun Khan, and I come from a very diverse background. Born and grown up as a refugee in Pakistan, and then completed my primary and secondary studies in Pakistan. And then after the political crisis that erupted in Pakistan, my family was moved to Afghanistan. And then I completed my higher school. And after that, I was fortunate to get an opportunity to go and study in India. I was actually a candidate of ICCR scholarship, where I studied my Bachelor's of Business Administration at Bangalore University. And then in 2018, I completed my bachelor degree, and I got enrolled in a master's program in business administration. And during that program, I was able to, work as an internship for the World Bank funded projects in Afghanistan. And then during that time, I also started writing blog articles for national and international news outlets and magazines. That also includes The Diplomat, Eurasia News, and so on.
You have a good background. So
Yeah.
how long have you lived in the United States?
Yeah, so I think it was in the end of 2019 when my family moved to the United States for better livelihood and better opportunities.
And you live in DC area?
I live in DMV area. We are in Maryland, but it's close to Washington DC, so it's called DMV.
Well, we live in Potomac, Maryland ourselves. You know that.
Yeah, I live in Rockville as well.
Okay. So let's talk about the condition of Afghan expats in North America. Do you think they're transforming themselves professionally, socially, and culturally? Do you see an upward trajectory? Do you think they will ever become a melting pot of North America?
Well, of course, I can say that, yeah, they're getting, used to the environment here, both professionally and socio-culturally. For example, if I say professionally, including myself, many youngsters, especially Afghan youngsters, they have got professional jobs, especially in their own fields here in the United States. And many of them, I see, they have started their own businesses. They are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
It's a great thing. And then, but, there is like a very, I would say, a slight number of youngsters, Afghan refugees, that they work, in labor force job. But there are also jobs that are, well-paid jobs, and I would say like these people are happy with them because they used to work in the same fields back in Afghanistan as well. So I think, yeah, they're professionally, adopted. And also, if I say culturally and socially, yes, we have gatherings here. If there is funeral or any, religious activity, for example, during Eids,
Ramadan, right? Ramadan also.
Ramadan as well. So I can say, yeah, like people are getting used to the environment here.
They
Yeah.
will become a melting pot of North America, like I am, right? I've been here all my life, pretty much. So I wanted to shift our gears. So you live in Rockville, you said, Maryland,
Yes.
and you live with your family, with your
Yes, we all live together, which is also a part of, our social.
or part of your culture, yeah, part
Yeah.
of our culture.
So we are a big family here.
And how many people do you have in your family?
We are total 7 people.
Oh, okay. So that's a large family. Wonderful.
Yes, yes.
You recently wrote an article in South Asian Monitor on Afghan cricket team's amazing performance, and that was as I understand, it's called Afghan men's national team. That's what I understand. Please tell us, how has the cricket become a rallying point for Afghans the world over? Do you think that has brightened the future of Afghanistan because of this? Tell us a
Well,
little bit about
yeah,
it.
yeah. It is of a significance fact, that the Afghans are nowadays giving a much importance and a great significance to the national team because it's for few reasons. One of them is Afghans have been through a lot of
Yeah,
sufferings
they
and pain
have.
for the last few decades. There was nothing to cheer about, and there was no reason to be happy. In
That's
fact,
that's all true statement,
it's, in
Hamayun.
fact, cricket is the only reason that brings happiness and smiles to the Afghan people. I would say, like, to the war-torn Afghan people, and they got a reason to smile about and cheer on. And
Cheers.
other reason is that you might have noticed that all over the world, especially before 2000, before the U.S. involvement in Afghanistan, Afghans were having a different image in the globe. Even one day when I was coming from India, in the airport, when I was entering, one of the police asked me, "Where is the gun?" So that was a
There was
different
that kind of perception.
perception. Yeah, but now we have a different image. It's because
I
of the
hope
cricket
so.
team. Yeah, and also the other reason is if you see the current situation of Afghanistan, we have lost our national values. For example, there's no national anthem inside Afghanistan. There is no Afghan flag allowed inside Afghanistan. So cricket is the reason where we have our
You're
flag
cheering, yeah.
in the stadium. We have our national anthem sung there. So that's also another reason. That's why, like, all the Afghans, they love the team, and they love to watch every cricket, and they're emotionally attached to cricket. Actually, like whenever I remember that day, like it was a kind of a very emotional moment for everyone, including me, when they beat Pakistan, which we have been
Which is what I want to talk to you
time.
about. Why
Yes.
why was Afghanistan's victory and achievement over neighboring Pakistan cricket were so important to people across the country, erupting in joy like never before? Do you think it is something to do with the current geopolitics of AFPAC region?
Of course, this great celebration against Pakistan, the win against Pakistan
So
is
have you
coming.
guys won? You have already won it. Or you still
Well, like we did win a few games before. Like
yeah,
recently, Afghanistan won a series, T20 series
right,
against
right, right.
Pakistan, but it was not on such a big platform. So this was the first time Afghanistan is beating Pakistan on a World Cup level, and I really remember that moment. It was so emotional for me, for everyone. Like I still remember everyone was saying like we have won a World Cup. This win was nothing more of like it was nothing short of a World Cup for us. It meant a lot for us, and this I would say like this rivalry is stemming from the geopolitics and the political tensions between the two countries, especially like for the last 5 to almost 6 decades. Also, there is a very negative perception of Pakistan inside Afghanistan. It's because of the Pakistan's involvement and its interference in the economic and political situations of Afghanistan. Also, if you go there and ask Afghans, every single Afghan will say Pakistan is like they never want peace in Afghanistan. And also there is a perception, and I think it's a fact that uh, Pakistan has been supporting proxies inside Afghanistan that are directly involved in the destruction of Afghanistan. So I think these are the reasons people are really cheering, and they're they
So
think like
that's
it's a big thing for us. So, and also if you see like the recent developments in their policy, their political policy, they're literally disturbing the Afghan refugees.
yeah,
They're
they
giving
are
like short deadlines to the
right.
refugees. And they have nothing left. They have no resources to go and support themselves. You see, Afghanistan is not in that situation to welcome those refugees. But yeah, they did manage, like people in Afghanistan, they started supporting and welcoming the refugees. But it's like if you look at the government structure and other things, Afghanistan is not in that position. But then Pakistan is pushing the Afghan refugees. And if you follow their media, especially, they're literally biased, and they're if you look at their derogatory comments about Afghanistan, they use like literally abusive words, like, okay, these people are like this, these people are like that, like how come they can win against us, like why Afghanistan is winning. The one thing that is really hurting for every one of us is like they say Afghans, we are the ones, we have taught cricket to Afghanistan, the Afghans, and like how
Now they're
come,
taking over.
yeah, and they're like celebrating against Pakistan as if they have won a World Cup. But I think my response is, you like Pakistan has, yeah, they did play a role in making this Afghanistan team as it is now, but it was not for free. It was not free of cost. Like they were getting paid in dollars. So if it is a case, then like we have a coach from England.
Oh,
So
that's what I thought.
yeah, so they cannot. We have mentors from India as well. India has helped Afghanistan more than Pakistan has done. We have been helped by like other countries as well. So it's not that even Pakistan. The coaches of Pakistan cricket team are South Africans. So the South Africans cannot say they have helped Pakistan, so Pakistan cannot win against South Africa.
Yeah. So there is a little bit of what I consider a jealousy feeling.
Jealousy
So
feeling, and I think like they should not feel that inferiority
yeah,
comes.
yeah, that is a true statement. They should not.
Yeah, and then they should also remove that kind of mindset and perception that Afghanistan will be always under their arm. It's not like that. They have to accept the fact that Afghans are a free nation, and we want to
Yeah, yeah.
go shoulder by shoulder with the world. We want to compete. If it is Pakistan or if it is Sri Lanka or other countries, we want to compete in every, not only in cricket, but in every.
In
Uh,
any other sports and everything else. And let me
yeah.
shift my gears and talk to you about the women of Afghanistan are not allowed to take part in any sport, as you know, that they are denied higher education and political job. Is there any move by Afghan expats to pressure the Taliban rulers to relax the social oppression of women? What's the status of the Afghanistan woman right now? Do you think they're doing better? Do you think that there's a little bit of a better in terms of situation? The women are not allowed to work without in the public also. So there's a little bit of and women should be treated equally, as you know. I'm a fond of that. My wife happens to be an American, and we believe in giving equal opportunity to all women, to regardless who they are.
Yes, yes. Even we are Muslims, and the Quran also mentions both men and women are equal.
And Aisha was, who's
Yes,
the Prophet
yes,
Muhammad's wife, who went to the battle. if you remember
Yes, yes, she has written a lot of hadith. You know, she was a
that.
writer.
Right.
And then the first wife of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Khadija, radiallahu anha, she was a businesswoman. She
He
has a
was.
business. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, was like in first before like his prophecy, he was doing business for her, you know. So it's like even in the Quran, it's mentioned. I forgot the specific verse, but like it, you know, it's like both men and women, if they commit a sin or if they commit any good thing, both will be rewarded or punished in the same way. That means both are same. Both are like the wheels of one cycle. You know,
That's well said.
cycle is a society, and the wheels are, you know, both men and women.
So what are you guys doing to make sure the Taliban do not oppress the woman and give
So
them beautiful
it's you know,
jobs?
it's not, yeah, it's not about we are doing you know, something to pressurize the international community, because it's obvious to the whole world. They should take notice of it, you know. And we but as far as our actions are concerned, we are doing our best. Like I myself run an online platform which is called Serious Online Learning Academy. I recently completed one English course. I teach basic grammars to those Afghan girls. Most of them are school students. Some of them are university students. So they are home and they're feeling depressed. You
They
know.
are.
So
I was a part of the Afghan University Board of Trustees for many
yes,
years
yes, yes.
with Zalmay Khalilzad.
Yes, yes, yes. Even I heard that there was an initiative started by Afghan refugees in
Right.
Germany as well. But like individually speaking, I run a platform, you know, an online platform, and I got two more teachers. They're girls from here, the United States.
That's a wonderful thing to do for
Yeah,
you.
we are doing our best. And then there has been protests around Washington, D.C. area, to pressurize the international community, you know, mm, to have the Taliban, you know, change their policy. But I think, as far as far as I know, they're using this as a political tool, you know, to bargain with the world. But I think it's ultimately the loss of Afghans, you know. It's not that you bargain, you use this girls' education and girls' right, women right as a tool for your recognition or other political purposes, but ultimately they should ask these questions themselves, like whose loss is this? It's us who bear
You're
the
absolutely
right?
right. It is your
So
loss.
yeah, so they should not do things like this. Like right now they're in power, they have the opportunity to
To
get
change the
closer to the
course.
people. Yeah, they should be adherent to the national policies, the national values, and they should not do anything that will make them, you know, vanished for a lifetime, because their policies are completely against the Afghans. So I think it's also they should also think about these things. You know, you cannot just push the whole, like I would say, half of the nation into darkness. You are literally destroying our future, right?
Yeah, that is a true statement. Not the future of Afghanistan, but the future of the world, and also to make sure that the women are given equal opportunity. They have the brain power. They can make a meaningful difference in the people's lives.
Yes, yes, of course, of course.
So you wrote a book called The Death Within. Am I correct to assume that? Which talks about the mental challenges of teenagers in Afghanistan. Why did you write this book? Is this a nonfiction or fiction?
So this is a non-fiction book.
It is a nonfiction.
It is a non-fiction, as the name itself implies, the death within.
So
And
tell us
if
a little bit
you
about the book. Oh my.
Sure. So the book is, to be honest, I started writing this book back in 2019 when I was pursuing my master's in India. The reason was,
Which part of India did you go to school?
yeah, so for 3 years, for my bachelor degree, I was in Bangalore. And
Bangalore.
for 2 years, for my master's degree, I went to Chandigarh.
I know
Punjab.
both of them. Yeah, I do not know much about Chandigarh, but I know Bangalore. Azim Premji is there, right?
Yes, yes. So, you know, the hostel that I was staying in, I had an Indian friend who's my best friend, and like my friend has a friend who committed a suicide, and he was 18 years old,
Oh my goodness.
which was really shocking
It
and
is a
this.
shocking.
Yes, and you know, it was his first semester of computer science, and the reason was a family pressure. He was going through a lot of mental pain, and you know, I would say like parents expect a lot from their kids, which is, I think, not good. You know, they
They
compare their
expect a lot
kids.
from the kids.
Yes, they compare their kids with other kids. For example, you know, there are Bollywood movies, Tare Zameen Par and Three Idiots and Chechore. They're really good movies. I think every family and subcontinent should watch these movies. Like every kid is unique in his or her own way. You know, it's not that you always want your kid to be an engineer or a doctor
Right.
or a writer. Just let them be whatever they want, and
Yeah.
they
But you
will
know, that's the mentality of South Asian. My brothers and sisters are the same way. They want to get their kids to be the best and the brightest of all.
Yes, and this is not possible. Like you cannot compare your kids, and you cannot destroy their.
Let them do whatever they want to do so they can explore
Yes,
their own potentials and
yes.
possibilities.
It's like you need to believe in them. You need to believe in their self-esteem and make
So you
them.
wrote this book because of the mental health.
It's like it's connected to our society. It's connected to the unheard of facts about our society that nobody wants to talk about. And what is really, you know, really important is that many of such societal codes, you know, that are not part of the real culture and the real religious or social, you know, principles, they're being exploited. They're being made, you know, with time. For example, this comparing thing, like comparing your kids, or I would say like forced marriages. And the other important thing is like I want to show in this book that there are uh, so many discussed codes that are not part of religion either or culture, but they're being misinterpreted as part of religion or, you know, culture, but they're completely antipathetic to our culture and our religion. For example, early marriages of girls, you know, and then forced marriages, I would say, and then like uh, the authoritarian style of leadership and families. Like in big families, especially in Afghanistan, there is only one head, and he's the ruler. Like he literally wants everything to be done by with his
His
own
own
speed and
standards.
by
He
his
wants
own
to,
will, the
he's
way he
become a
wants.
dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
this
a
makes the teenagers and especially women and girls to go through a lot of pain, but they cannot express it because they say, if, for example, if I'm a teenager and if I go against these codes, I might think like, okay, what will the society think of me? What will, you know, my family members think of me? Maybe they will say, you know, I'm culturally or, you know, religiously against all these things. But it's not like that, you know. In this book, I want to like mention how important these issues are and why should we discuss and address these issues, and why we should like differentiate between the real cultural codes and religious principles and these, you know, mainstream codes, the status quo and you know, the social taboo. And ultimately these things, you know, cause inner suffering in teenagers, especially women. For example, right now, what is happening in Afghanistan, I heard one day one of the prominent rulers of the current rulers, he was saying that, you know, it's part of the culture. And I think you might have heard that Imran Khan also said, the former prime minister of Pakistan, that it's the Pashtun culture that, you know, they don't want their women to go and get educated, but it's completely against the Pashtun culture. We want our women to be educated.
Yes.
We want our kids to, decide by their own, and as I said,
They,
we want
they
to go
determine their own
and have them
destiny.
fun.
They
Yes,
determine their own destiny. I agree with you totally.
yeah.
So our time is running out. So I wanna thank you. Do you have anything else to say before move
Well,
forward?
I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I have been like, I have had a lot of things to say, and this book is also the reason that, that not only me but also every other Afghan wants to say many things. We have buried a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions within ourselves, and this book is a testament to that. It's, if you read this, it's as if you read like our folded realities, the unheard of realities you are going. And I've also included many stories, real life stories that were happening in my neighborhood, and where
What part of Afghanistan you from?
I'm from the northern part of Afghanistan, Kunduz, called Kunduz.
Okay.
We have a border with Tajikistan, but I lived in Kabul.
Okay. So you live in Kabul. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching the show. This is Frank Islam wishing you a great life. Thank you very much, Hamayun, for being here.